So this one's pretty simple. We'll start out with this. This is the pipes that I cut out. One was the gas, one was the hot water. To give you an idea of what was going on with that. So these things were pretty corroded. Definitely. Which would explain why the gas pipe was, I think that's from the gas line, for example. Don't know how that got crushed like that, but it is. Or maybe that got that little line from when I was digging with the shovel, but you can see how weak that is and how it thinned out. But if I remember correctly, this should have been the gas line one. Anyway, that's a pipe that I cut out. So let's start this for the hot water copper repipe. Alright, so in theory we're switching out the galvanized for copper. Originally they had 3/4 copper here, and then right where I put that little joint is where they continued just a little bit of copper, and then as soon as they got outside they reduced it to a 1/2 inch and went to galvanized. So I've gone 3/4 copper all the way around. So this line's still in place, and this is the shutoff valve that I installed for it, I think, or maybe it was already there. I don't remember. But for the hot water, there was a shutoff valve, so that was already there. Which, if I would have installed that, I wouldn't have gone like this. I just would have gone 3/4, reduced it, and plugged it. But anyway, that's a little bottleneck, but it's for the laundry room at this point. So, going on out, and out the little hole in the house. This is the gas line that I redid earlier, and this is the hot water. From here, comes out of the house, 3/4 inch, 3/4 inch, and then we go to underground copper. And I take that line all the way through here, taking the angle all the way up. And I also started to insulate it because I needed this to be at the proper height and distance, so I didn't make the mistake like I did with the gas line, which is, I could have used an extra, to be honest, 2 to 3 inches. So I had these really close to one another, and since that's copper and that's galvanized, that's the cold water I ran a few years ago. This is the galvanized gas line that I just ran. So you need that little protector between it, so I double layered, put that between. Later on I'm going to trim it, and that'll give it a nice little protection between, so you don't have that issue with galvanized touching copper. Alright, anyway, so coming up, hot water, making that 90. Here's how my joints look. Pretty proud of myself. And then running on down the wall, of course. Continuing through. I've already started mounting on the wall the gas line as well. Got one little piece there. So bottom is cold water, middle is gas, top is hot water, copper pipe insulated. Get you your first little corner around here. So got that just enough. So each one goes around, insulated, insulated. Hits the little corner here. I need to finish my mounting of the gas line to go around to here. And then it cuts this corner. I just finished this a few moments ago. There's that other little corner bin. Again, I'm loving my angles. And like the cleanness of my copper work. That's the so I'm gonna need to mount this in a moment. But it's getting dark, so I want to make sure I got this video while it looks good and not artificial. Alright. So gas line, when I mount it up higher, will look nice and neat. I haven't mounted the copper line on this back side yet, but that again continues 3/4, 3/4, 3/4, and so on and so forth. And then that leads to this tee off, which then I split it to a 1/2 inch, and then angle in. Yeah, there's a big drip there, but I want to make sure that was good, and the angle that I was doing that, it just dripped out, so a little bit too much, but it's okay. and that one for back pressure, so you don't have that bump, 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 bump. And also expandability if you ever want to put something in the back. Similar to like I did with the cold water, I get the little nub on the end. I did put the faucet on the cold. I decided not to put a faucet for the hot, because I don't really think it's needed. Faucet's more probably for like water hose at this point, but because of the fact that it's extended out enough, you can always add it later if you want to do a hot and cold outside access. Now let's take a look at how it's going into the wall. So I've got the threaded on the end there, coming out, looking almost like the other side, matched up and going through. Already put everything back in place. When I was downstairs, actually I should have cut on my hot water, but that's the final of it. Cold, hot, going to the sink. I'm gonna go cut on the hot water and make sure I have flow. Alright, so I haven't purged the line yet, so I get a lot of spurts and spatters and then water. Spurts and spatters. Uh-oh, she's a little dirty. I probably shouldn't do that in her nice little sink, huh? Where she's doing these clothes. Not a good idea. Alright, take two on that. Alright, continuing. So I took out the blanket. Alright, spots, spurts, lots of dirt. There we go. Access here gets it to the washing machine as well. So if I turn that all the way off, that should turn off the water access going to the washing machine. I'm going to go ahead and leave it on, of course, because they're going to need it. Right here. Alright. There we go. So this is a pretty old sink. Maybe I'll switch that out. I've looked to see what I could find, but I haven't really figured it out. But basically it's kind of like a quarter turn to do it. And then the same for here. Cold's nice and strong because it's been used a lot. Hot's been down for a while. So that way. That way. And I can feel it getting warmer. But anyway, that's it. Barring this needing to be cleaned out. I think I need to open that up and check it out. Because I see my pressure is weird. And I can feel like granules as I'm doing it. It's not as easy to turn as the other one. Anyway, so I guess that's the next project.